There it go.
Yeet, yeet, yeet.
There it go. There it go. What up, man?
It's the almighty. Cheers, cheers, cheers. You know what I'm saying? To my sippers.
Yo, you want to know what's really solid, man? I don't know if you really fuck with Spindrift like that. They
I
have the
see them. I
they
see them
got
in
the
stores a lot.
yeah, they got the alcoholic and the non-alcoholic. Right now, this is the regular joint, it's like just lemon, but it's like actual real squeezed fruit. Like whatever the fruit says, it's not natural flavors. It's not like the
Yeah, yeah.
ingredients is literally carbonated water, squeezed fruit. Mad good. I've had
Real?
the spike joints, and but like this is I've been drinking. This is the third or fourth one I had today. The regular like lemon non-alcoholic, super good.
The shits is in stores, so they must be
Yeah,
doing
they
something.
all over the place. They all over the place.
They're doing something right.
Like they're super popular, and I've had a few, but like for whatever reason, they just hit different the last week.
I'm off the Hornitos right now, man. The nice ice
Oh yeah,
cold Hornitos. Shout to the Hornies paws. You know what I'm saying?
you're on a different type of time. I'm
Doing that
just
tequila.
hydrating.
Doing that tequila flow tonight. You heard me? You heard me, dirty? That's where we at with it. We're gonna pour up one
Yeah, man.
time.
Oh, there's the good brother. Let's bring that good brother in.
The Black Blazer himself is joining us right now.
The Black
Holy
Blazer.
shit. The Black Blazer is in
Oh
the
man,
building.
what's up, man? Sorry,
Nah,
I
you
just
good. You good.
I just skimmed my elbow on the wall outside, and then I'm looking for a band-aid. I couldn't find one, so I had to jerry rig a paper towel and
I know the vibes. Yo,
Yeah.
you know what? Like low key, like a skin elbow is right up there with a stub toe on a bed.
yes,
Like it doesn't make sense that it hurts that much, but it really does. Like,
Especially this
Mhm.
wall. I know what you're talking about. That outside wall where you just like
Yeah.
raise your shit, like
Yep.
you unbeknownst, you just like, shit. Like,
yeah, and then
damn.
it just creeps up and it gets worse and worse.
Oh man,
Know the vibe.
Man, Brian H doing a blade job tonight from the.
yeah.
Oh man, look, we are here. This is the Ringside Club Thursday Night Live. This is episode number 97.
Yes,
Lil
sir.
Birdie told me that we right around 2 years on Monday, so that's pretty dope.
Sir.
And we have a returning guest, the good sir Brian H. Waters, man. It's gonna be a good night.
Yeah.
Got
Man,
quite a bit on the docket tonight, my boy.
yeah.
Strap in, pause.
Wait, how you that? Is that like your camera just like gliding on in? That
is
looked like real cool.
that's the iPad camera for you, man. That shit
Uh,
it's a motion camera. You know
y'all seen the Iron Claw, right?
yeah,
Yeah. That's what I.
I fell asleep during it. I can't front.
Oh my God!
I fell
kidding
asleep
me?
during it.
All that tragedy.
Man just,
I know
man
the
just
story.
slept through death.
Essentially, you try to watch the Iron Claw at 2 in the morning. What you think gonna happen, man?
Right.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite movies. but
It's a great movie. I saw it in the theater. Peace to
yeah,
Ron.
same. I brought it up because we was interviewing the guy who played Carrie, and Carrie was before I even, because of the Texas tornado as a young child. I think it was because he had the I can't think straight today. The tassels. It made, back in the day in the 80s, Hogan, Warrior, Savage, Carrie, British
was big.
Bulldog. Yeah. So that made Carrie, but the guy who played him, oh, man, I'm drawing a blank. His camera kept doing that. And I was just like,
Yo, what is that effect?
yeah.
That's how we move. That's how we rocking tonight.
Peace to the good folks over at the backstage brawl and all that.
Mhm.
Listen, man, we ain't even gonna hit any surveys. We just gonna hit the intro, come back, do reintroductions, introductions. It's episode 97. It's Thursday Night Live, and it's the Ringside Club. You heard?
Peace to y'all, it's the Ringside Club, A.O., Blame Boogie, Chad Law. The power's back, triple power bomb. The big dog trio in the stream yard. Go outside, hit the venue guard. It's all love when you see us, Lord. Back to the pad, on air for the pod. Ringside Club, intro to the squad. Let the show start.
Yes, sir. Peace to the gods, of course. Peace to the earths. Thursday Night Live, 905 Live, episode 97. It's your boys, 2/3, of course, of the Ringside Club. Piece of the good Sir Blaine Boogie out on assignment, but I heard he might run in. And of course, we're joined by the good sir, the brother himself, the Black Blazer himself, Mr. Brian H. Waters. Now, before we go around and chop it up, I want to let everybody know that you can find everything you need to know at theringsideclub.com. All the past episodes, yes. All the future episodes, yes. We're across all podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, of course. You catch the video on YouTube. If you don't catch it live, the on-demand is right there. Well, of course, live right now on X and all that as well. My name, A.O. Baker. Chat, what up?
It's the kid, Young Gaddafi himself, CHADLAW. Right now, feeling nice in the spot. We got the tequila flowing. You know, shout out to those wrestling girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout to the homies that's all tapped into us. Episode 97 of the RSC. We approaching 2 years. Episode 100, August 15th. Make sure y'all connect with us. We got a lot of great guests lined up for y'all. You know, we keep things flowing. We had to start bringing our guests back because it's been a while. It's been like a year.
Over a year. It's been over a year
since we had Brian on this joint. So
yeah.
Without further ado, man, he's been making his rounds on the press tip. You know what I'm saying? You see my guy going crazy on the news, man. So it's only right, man. Had to have him stop in at the RSC. You dig?
The illustrious Brian H. How you doing, bro?
I'm all right, man. It's been a day, actually, past couple hours. Like I said, you know, hurt my daggone elbow, and I'm like trying to fight through it. But I just came from the Baltimore Association of Black Journalists. We had our mixer, so it's a part of the National Association of Black Journalists, which the annual convention is next weekend. So they're doing like a pre-mixer. Everybody come together, and you know the locals come together and just kind of like mix it up and talk. And you know it was cool. A few wrestling fans in there. I learned, you know, we had to do the whole introduce ourselves, and so it was pretty cool. And then it just sucks because it's the same weekend as SummerSlam. So I wish I could have been going there, but I'm being Cleveland. NABJ is in Chicago this year.
He already think he's like, shit, I should be in Cleveland.
So I'm like getting everything mixed up because NABJ next year is in Cleveland. So it's like trying to juggle all of these like cities.
Calendar, a year-over-year calendar move is dope though. That's, you know, I see what you're doing out here, filling that calendar up early.
Yeah, well, hopefully, I mean, it depends because last year that was the issue. SummerSlam was the same weekend as NABJ, and the year before that, I did the Nashville trip, came home, then went to Vegas for NABJ. So, and that's when we took the few of the black journalists took the iconic we acknowledged our tribal chief at NABJ, and Roman retweeted it.
Oh, that's fly. That's fly.
That's dope. Yo, those wrestling girls in the building, heavy.
Appreciate y'all. Krista B, she lined up for a date to come through to the Ringside Club very soon. We got to get the rest of the squad on here too. Trying to get everybody's clique all together at once is tough sometimes.
It's tough.
And I have to say,
it's
that's
tough
how
sometimes for us to be all on, you know.
That's how I connected with y'all.
Absolutely, yeah.
The fourth anniversary party.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You know what I mean? It was good. That was good.
I had the missus with me. Came through. He's like, "Where are you even bringing me?" I'm like, "Bring you to a nice wrestling event with some nice wrestling people. Man. It's gonna be a good time."
Trying to explain to your lady who's not tapped into the culture what you're doing on a weekend night can be very intriguing sometimes. I'm saying it's very interesting.
I will scream loudly that I'm blessed that we in the same field. So
yes.
Shout out to Queen PR. You know, but that's always fun though. Like when you can see people in the community, in the professional wrestling interacting. You know what I mean? And it's been and it's funny. I was just having this conversation with somebody tonight that Wale Mania came up, and there was somebody there who wasn't a wrestling fan, but they were Wale fans. It's like, so what's this Wale Mania thing? And then they would say, oh, but he not gonna perform. I said, well, he kind of does. And then we had State Property perform and everybody else last year. So we've changed the culture of what a wrestling fan looks like.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And me, like when I listen to y'all show, it's not y'all ain't just start watching wrestling yesterday. Y'all ain't just say, all right, you know what? black people starting to watch wrestling. No, just like me, we've been doing this since we was children. You know, like that's why I love the shirt. I just washed mine, the No Flows bar, because that's my favorite Survivor Series logo.
Yeah, and it was the hardest one too.
Yes,
yeah.
And it's the one. Thanks to you, I have a version of it because I never had a classic. No, yeah, it was one. But other than that, that classic logo, and people always have the everybody does WrestleMania in their way. That's cool. You got some people do Royal Rumble, but to do the Survivor Series, I was like, oh man, this right here is slick.
Yeah, that's a good one. RSC is a good listen, man. We appreciate it, ladies. We over here just trying to keep the culture pushing. We got a lot on the docket tonight. We actually are going to go through, it's a slow news week. So I figured we go through a good amount of the shows from SmackDown, TNA, Raw, NXT. We're going to shoot through the Dynamite, and we're going to touch base on Ring of Honor tomorrow. We're not going to have too much of an expansive topics tonight, but we are going to touch base on a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? We got a little bit that we ain't really touched base on. Like I said, ain't a lot of shit going on in the news where we're going to be like, yo, so this person's signing here and this person's contract's up. And it's like, yeah, I don't give a shit.
Biggest news of the day is your man Drew Mack taking that flick with Perry.
That's what Boog wanted to talk about.
That's funny as hell.
That was very random.
I tweeted out, man, Cat set the tone this year, bro.
Yes.
All hate is legal, man.
Yo, bro, I can't front, son. Like, Drew has been on a tear this week. I mean, this week, this whole fucking year.
This whole year, man.
He's been on a run of all runs. You know what I'm saying? So I much appreciate what Drew McIntyre is on right now, man. I think he's in for a hell of a season with the CM Punk feud finally about to kick off physically.
Yeah.
So,
let me ask y'all this. Was y'all really all right? A year ago around this time, he was getting ready to face Gunther. We knew we was going to get what we thought we was going to get a banger. Funny story, Ronda and Shayna was before that, killed the crowd. They wasn't too happy with that, right? But we knew he could put on good matches. But there was a period where it was like you were either a Drew fan or you wasn't. Were y'all bored with him and irritated with him, or was this the guy like y'all already knew this was always in him, and once Punk came back, it just opened up the floodgates?
I'm right there with you. I was bored.
Yeah, I think the same thing. Like I know that this was in him. Like Drew has a hell of a personality.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no doubt. Drew has a hell of a personality, so it was just like we need some kind of way to unlock that personality. Plus, like it's been said to death, but the difference between like Vince running this shit versus post Vince is like you can there's the freedom there,
Yeah.
Shit would have been kind of silly. It would have been pretty tied down quite a bit,
He would have had the sword wilding. He still would have had the sword going crazy.
Yeah. There would have been like he probably would have been down here chasing people with the sword, cutting the ropes. It would have got silly, run the cartoon music, Looney Tune style. But like we're in a spot now where like heat and hate. I don't know where I heard somebody say this, but it just makes the most sense. That's where the most compelling pro wrestling is. Heat and hate, right? And that's all this is about. This ain't over a title. This ain't over positioning. This is I don't like you. You don't like me. We're gonna get to the title at some point. But just bottom line, I don't like you and you don't like me. And it's my favorite feud going in WWE right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would say so. I would say so. It's a really good call right now with that feud. Like it's organic. And even Seth getting involved right now. We're gonna touch base on it. Let's go rolling. Let's start over with SmackDown. I don't know if y'all fellas go SmackDown this past Friday night. We could each give our highs and lows. One high, one low from SmackDown. If y'all got any, Brian, I'll let you take the floor.
I don't know what I watched, dog. So I'm gonna just vibe with it. You heard?
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. I tapped into SmackDown, so shit. Brian, you want to start? You know what I'm saying? If you call SmackDown.
I ain't gonna lie. It was so long ago.
I don't even remember.
It felt like it. But
we don't usually talk SmackDown because of the time frame of Thursday and Friday. So I was like, you know what? Let's actually give a SmackDown take for a change.
But I do love Solo Sikoa in this role.
John Gotti.
So so obnoxious. People it's like, okay, he's trying to be Roman. That's the point, and I love it. Yep. I mean, I'm not a booker for many reasons, because if I was, I would pull the trigger just for a night. And the shock factor,
Cody would do it too,
right?
Happily.
Yeah, because he know you're gonna get it back.
Exactly.
You know, but yeah, I'm really enjoying SmackDown as far as everything's going on. But I think that's slightly my favorite as far as watching Solo Sikoa dominate.
Letty, what up?
King Letty.
Letty was good, girl.
Yo, you know what? Like real quick, like I'm just like on a macro level. I'm
Mhm.
glad you brought like the bloodline up. It's just really impressive to me how a few months ago Roman is the biggest heel. And in his
Yeah.
absence, those "We Want Roman" chants are getting louder and louder week
Mhm.
by week. Masterful job. Like he's
Yeah.
when he comes back, he is the number one babyface, and he
All
doesn't
right.
have to change anything about his presentation, which is cool. He used to try to pander, and it didn't work. He's gonna come back and take an hour to walk to the ring, and the attitude is gonna be the same, and he's gonna get the biggest cheers.
When his music hits, the arena and those of us at home are going to literally melt in our seats of like, yo, he's back. Our tribal chief is back. Which brings me to question, SummerSlam or the SmackDown before? Which
Ooh.
is coming
When
up.
does he return?
Yes. Because, the reports say SmackDown or before SummerSlam, but, in usual SummerSlam fashion, there's always a major move happening at SummerSlam. So,
Mhm.
do y'all think it happens? Y'all think Roman returns finally, or think it's just a ploy?
I think it's a ploy.
Cody hits a crossroads and waves everyone home. Good night, everybody.
I think we still wait, but because part of me is like, well, you got to advertise. It's the tribal chief, right? But then again, business is doing so good right now. I mean, you literally
What
got
advertisement?
so many stores, and then it's not like you got to sell physical pay-per-views no more.
No.
It's just people at this point, everybody subscribe to Peacock or know somebody, so you don't have to do that. And I believe and I'm sure the ticket sales are doing well. So yeah, I you know what? No, I'm gonna say he gonna show up. He gonna show up. The tribal chief, it's SummerSlam. He gonna show up.
Is it this year or next year that is 2 nights?
Next
year, right? Okay.
Next year.
Yeah, I thought it was this year too, but it's
No.
next year starts it. I'll say one of my highlights, if I had to steer away from the bloodline, because really this whole attack Cody and beat up Kevin Owens and beat up Randy Orton thing is just getting repetitive until we get to SummerSlam. So I'll say a highlight for me was watching Andrade and Carmelo Hayes have a match.
Yeah.
Andrade is the current speed champion. You wouldn't know that because he never gets to have his belt, but they do reference it. They reference it on commentary, but he doesn't actually have the physical belt with him, which is fucking mind-boggling.
He's about as much a champion as I am in that case.
You know what I'm saying? Carmelo takes a loss, but I think it's interesting where Carmelo's position is right now, fellas. Where do you think Carmelo goes 6 months from now? How do you feel like Carmelo's trajectory on SmackDown is going to be? Do you think he just keeps sinking, or are you just going to stay the same right now?
I think he gonna rise. I think
Rise?
Yeah, once you get that title off of Logan Paul, I think he'll be a major player in the United States Championship picture. I think what we're gonna start seeing as we start what I'm looking at on Monday Night Raw right now is a crowded mid card, right? If you look at right now, you got
that's funny you say that, because I feel like it's just been a revolving door of Braun Breaker, Ilya Dragunov, Braun Breaker, Ilya Dragunov. Like it's just back and forth, which ain't a bad thing. But
look a little further though, because think about this, chat. You got not blood feud, but you got this thing going on with Sheamus, right? And then you got Bronson Reed, and then you got Pete Dunne over there.
That boy Bronson can't pick up a victory, a feud, anything.
Right.
Anything.
Done by design. And you're gonna have those worlds come eventually move over. Sammy, once he drops the title, him and Jay did that handshake. We know slowly but surely that man gonna find his way. He's the reason why the bloodline got infiltrated anyway.
Like my man Ayo said, what draft? Eventually, Sammy and Jay Uso will be on SmackDown.
They gotta recruit him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I think when you do that, you'll have a mid card. All these feuds.
My God.
Damn right. All these feuds for the IC title, and I think you'll have that with the US title. You'll have your Logan Pauls, your Carmelo Hayes. I mean, LA Knight's champion, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade. You'll have a solid mid card feuds as well as the world title feuds. So I'm confident that Melo is going to continue to show up because the thing is, when a lot of people wanted Melo to go up to the roster, he didn't really have much of a character yet. He was him, but what was him?
Yeah,
you know,
who
and
is
it's
him exactly?
yeah, and how is yeah, we know you can put on good matches, and we know it's more than just having good matches. It's about being able to tell stories, having identity. You know who Carmelo Hayes is now, and you don't look at okay, well that guy's smaller. You know what I mean? Because you know he gonna go out there, he gonna put on a good match, he gonna annoy the hell out of you, and he got a pin over Randy Orton. That right there, if we playing like a video game, that right there automatically gave him a 20-point bump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It would be really dope for him next year, way ahead of anything going on right now. But Melo as the king of the ring next year would be so fire.
King Melo.
King Melo, like as big an ego as he is, imagine he comes out Monday nights or Friday night or whatever with the crown and he's gonna overdo it. Something custom, you know what I mean? Like that would be really, really good.
I see you on that one.
That'd be really, really good.
I say maybe a low point for me would probably be A-Town Down Under. Them and I think Ciampa and Johnny Sameface shouldn't even be tag team champions, first of all. Like, I think I'm also like over that unit, and I just wish the Street Profits had more of a shine. Like, now that Lashley's out of here, now the Street Profits are back to sink or swim. And with this upcoming number one contenders match, here's a prediction for y'all fellas. Who do we think is going to win that match? It's every tag team on SmackDown you could possibly think of off the top of your head that's going to be in this match. Bloodline, Legado del Fantasma, A-Town Down Under, Street Profits. Everybody's in this shit. Who y'all think is going to take it?
I roll with the Bloodline.
You going with the one?
Yeah, I would say, I was going to say the same. Like, they need that would help their crew to add some tag team gold.
Yep.
That would help the crew. And that gives Tama Tonga and Tonga Lois like a reason to look like something other than just eating losses. Because like in anything, main level, they're eating a loss if they're in the match, right? So let them run the tag division for a little bit.
If anybody's going to beat Ciampa in the same face, I absolutely would believe it would be the Bloodline. I don't think it would be anybody in particular that would get a pinfall over them. I don't think it would be LWO. Street Profits, I'm a big Street Profits guy, but I just don't see them.
Yo, isn't it crazy how with the Street Profits seem like they had something for a week or two with Lashley. Lashley's out of here. Like they just seem like they can't catch a break. At some point, it seemed like they were going to do the split, and Tez was going to do his thing, and Angelo was going to do his thing. That went to the side. Like, what actually are we doing with them?
They went to NXT for a cup of coffee, and then that really didn't do anything. I think they would be all right at NXT if I keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? That tag division could use some help right now, and with the Rascals now back. Unfortunately, I don't think the Street Profits will be necessary in NXT, but they wouldn't be out. They'd be out there.
You got the wheels turning because now you just had me think about something. You ain't got to put them in tag division. You have them as some people that go down there and talk to Trick, try to talk sense to him, try to, they ain't got to wrestle right now. They can just kind of like tell them kind of like that mentorship.
Yeah, we've been around here. We've seen how things go.
Yep.
Could use some help. Trick could definitely not just like a career help, but like a crew. I feel could use a crew right now. You know what I'm saying? He's very much so over by himself, but I think Trick with a posse would be more good than bad. So I feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that. Yeah. That's kind of it for SmackDown. We got the usual back and forth between Bayley and Nia Jax. I think that was really cool. I like the fact they're blurring the lines with that one, with their promos.
BBL Bayley in the building.
BBL Bayley.
BBL Bayley.
As long as Bayley is shifting away from this like Brooklyn Williamsburg high school art teacher like vibe that she be on, like I'm totally cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Like keep looking fly and hot. I'm all with it. Nia Jax, I think is still going to take the victory at SummerSlam when we do our prediction show. I think she is inevitably going to win that belt. But it's been all right for Bayley right now. It's been okay.
I'm all for Nia Jax W.
Yeah, like I was saying. Nia gets so much heat for like what she does, like the miscues and shit and the injuries, but like it's fucking wrestling, man. Like they're not ballerinas, you know what I mean? Like this ain't like tiptoeing and shit. Like shit might hurt. You heard what Bianca Belair said in her Hot Ones interview. I fucking peed myself in this.
Peed myself.
You know what I mean? The shit happens.
Said a little came out.
Yeah, like the shit go down. You know what I'm saying? Wrestling room. What up?
Home
B,
team in the building, Brian.
Yeah, they in there.
B, real quick. Last week we spoke about our predictions for the upcoming mid-card women's belts for the United States Championship, Intercontinental Championship for the women's division. Who you got for either belt, either division?
I like Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Yeah, Sonya Deville, but man, I mean, I ain't gonna say I was like a diehard Sonya fan, but I was always enjoyed her work. And I think her coming, assembling a crew, she could have a mid-card title. And then at first I was saying Shayna Baszler, but Shayna and Zoe look like such an in-sync tag team.
It's the dangerous stuff. They keep saying dangerous. They keep referencing dangerous. So I just feel like the dangerous blank is going to be the initial group. So I don't know what they're going with the actual group name, but this is the most I've ever seen Sonya Deville use a finisher, pick up a win.
Yeah.
So I feel you on that. She could be the dark horse.
So I liked Sonya from like her initial whatever the gimmick as like the MMA fighter.
Yeah.
Before she did, like she was dope
like
back
Mortal
then.
Kombat.
Yeah. She was dope when she was coming out with the padded MMA gloves and all that. She was dope back then. So to see her like leading a crew, they'd be dope as the tag champs to stand in front of Sonya, and then she goes and gets the mid card. That could be a nice little, 3-4 month.
Yo, where is the women's trios titles when you need them?
Too many titles. We don't need them.
I don't like trios titles.
I
like trios titles, but they do take away from the tag division because you have like a tag team and then you stick somebody else with them, and then the tag team kind of fizzles out. Fizzles out. You know what I mean? And then when you have like what they got going on with 2 sets of trios and the 3, it's too much. It's too much.
And we go back to the video games like Royal Rumble and Raw. The 6-man tag matches were like special back then, right?
Yeah.
Like when you watch those old Monday Night Raws, if you told me Diesel, Bret Hart, and Undertaker was going to be in a 6-man tag match, that was like, oh man, I got to run to the television because you didn't see it every week,
right.
And I think obviously nowadays they wrestle more on TV, so it's kind of, lighten the load, but I just have a championship because to me it's like you got to force realistically, how many trios can you have?
Right.
We'll stick on topic with that because we're gonna go over the AEW Collision real quick as we talk about the new trios champions, the patriarchy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the worst general manager in all of general managers, Christopher Daniels.
I forgot.
Stripping the Bang Bang Gang of the belts and then having this match even take place. Fucking pointless. But here we are now. The patriarchy are the winners of the trios belts until Jay White comes back and has an eventual feud with Christian. I love Christian holding 3 belts at the same time. We joked about this last week. That
I said that was going to happen.
You were like, yo, Luchasaurus is just going to hold the belts and Christian is just going to take him off his fucking arms like this. You know what I'm saying?
I am the trios champion.
Yeah. And the fact that he shows up on Dynamite with all 3 belts on his fucking chest had me dead. I was like, yo, this guy is fucking gold, yo. Yeah. I was kind of on the fence with the patriarchy winning, but I'm at the same time, it's like, yo, it's Christian, man. Like, I can't.
He's going to make it good. Anything Christian is involved in is going to be good.
I was like, you know what?
In the same vein of how they've baby-faced Roman Reigns, Bang Bang Gang are pure baby faces right now.
Yes.
Guns are playing to the crowd. Juice Robinson is on point.
Guns up.
Guns up.
You're right.
DX. This is the DX formula, man.
People actually want to get behind Colton and Austin Gunn for the first time in their whole fucking run. So, kudos to the patriarchy for making that happen. You know what I'm saying?
Thought for a minute those ass boys chants were never going to go away.
Nah,
Look at them now. Look at them now.
Now it's guns up and everybody's rocking with them, especially when Jay White comes back. He'll actually be a baby face. So, it is cool.
I am a happy day one Bang Bang Gang gold card member. You heard?
The trios division in AEW is so stacked that it's just like I wish they would integrate the other trios with the actual champions. Action Andretti and them and the other guys be having their own trios feuds, and then you just have the Bang Bang Gang and the Patriarchy and House of Black. Like, That's it. Like that's the champions, and then you have the rest of the trios division over here doing their own thing. So like I want to see the rest of the trios finally get a chance to shine, which I think they will. I think the patriarchy will elevate to that next competition and be able to knock out Top Flight and a couple of other these trios that are there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fucking with it. I'm rolling with it entirely. I fuck with Christian being the champion, Luchasaurus, Nick Wayne. Also, I seen some discourse, you know, the usual AEW remarks about like, look at the venue size. Like, how y'all feel about it, man?
I love it. It looks great.
Yeah,
awesome.
I think it looks great. It looks great. What I like about it the most is because it's a smaller venue. When that crowd makes noise, that crowd makes noise. You hear every however many thousand people are in that venue, you hear each and every one of them, you know, and that translates really good to TV. You know, I want that energy to come through the TV. ECW used to have like 750 people. You know what I'm saying? It sounded like there was 7,000 people in that audience.
Talk about it.
And it made for a good TV show. So they found a venue that's what they're doing. Ring of Honor. They're doing Ring of Honor tomorrow night for Death Before Dishonor is in the same building, and it's going to be a fire show.
I think they're running Collision there for like a couple weeks. Actually,
they're doing a residency there, so they'll be there for the next couple of weeks for
fire.
a number of shows.
Like,
do that. Do more of that.
Great. Like,
and it gave them freedom. There were different shots, different camera angles. It made it look different than just the same old shit that we see on whatever day you're watching wrestling.
Yes.
So if you can make your shit look unique, still look good, still look quality, the energy's coming through, that's like so much of the battle. That's like 25% of the battle is just having a good crowd.
That's what David Shoemaker said that they used to do at the Sportatorium back in the day. He said as a child he thought it was like thousands of people there, but you go in there, it's really like 200-300 seats.
Right.
But that's the pro wrestling is always better when you can give the illusion that it's a sold out crowd with very, you know, everybody fully energized. So, and when I was working with an independent promotion here in Baltimore, they used to say that like at one point they was using the arena that Ring of Honor was using, but when Ring of Honor was there, of course it was like 1,000 people. But when this place was there, it was 200. But it was like you could tell like, oh yeah, it looked like they're in a big place. So if you can condense something, it makes it a better show.
Yeah, think about like those old NWA studio shows when Flair was on top. That was a little venue. Like how many? There's a couple. It wasn't 1,000 people in there. They made noise. You could see their faces is well lit. It's all about the presentation. And me personally, like I prefer going to a smaller venue than going to an arena. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's like an MLW show. Like that's I get it.
Yeah.
We're going to continue on with Saturday night festivities. TNA Impact Slammiversary live from Montreal. Fellas, we finally got a win from the new X Division champion, Speedball Mike Bailey, who I thought would never win a match for what felt like almost 2 years now. I couldn't recall the last time Mike Bailey won a match. So me going to this pay-per-view, I'm like, he could win the X Division title because it's Montreal, but Mustafa Ali's been on a fucking run. Like, he might just bulldoze through this nigga with the Secret Service and retain it. But he didn't. So Mustafa Ali is the former X Division champion, hell of a run. And Speedball Mike Bailey picks up probably the biggest win of his mainstream career being the new X Division champion. Fellas, y'all fuck with it? You know what I'm saying? Y'all rocking with it?
I'm a Speedball guy. Like, he's talented. We sponsored him for something.
Yes.
You know, we sponsored him for something. So I'm a Speedball guy. Like, if he has a title, that means he's going to be a focal point for however, you know, the duration of his title reign. I'm here for it. You know what I mean?
We watched him live versus Swerve. So that was actually pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to House of Glory. That was a damn good match. That was a match he didn't win, of course. So, you know, didn't win that match. But, hey, you know, that was months ago.
He gave it the college try.
Gave it a valiant effort. ABC, the new tag team champions as well, too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ace Austin, Chris Bay, the homies. Salute to y'all. The new TNA tag team champions. The TNA tag division needs a shot in the arm. I really hope some NXT guys go over there as well, too. Both tag divisions need a shot in the arm. So I hope they help each other somehow without stepping on each other's toes. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, both divisions need better tag teams. And now that the Rascals are a prominent feature, I don't know. It's like I want to see them on NXT and win the NXT tag titles, but then it's like maybe they could like win the the TNA tag titles and really have a clusterfuck of, we got
Get
all the
both.
gold. We got
Get 'em
all, like,
both.
Trey
Yeah.
and Zach got the TNA tag titles. Wes and Zach got the NXT tag titles, and it's just Rascals all 2024. So I'm heavy into that. I think that's going to be the case. Y'all fucking with the new tag team champions?
ABC is dope.
Yeah.
ABC is dope. Brian, how you liking that that TNA and NXT collab so far?
Oh, I love everything about it. It introduces both audiences to new people. I know people saying, "Oh, well, they say Izzy Dame over there." You gotta send the young girls and the young guys
Charlie
over
Dempsey
the
and Fabian Heights in them, yeah.
yeah. You gotta send them over so they can kind of eat some losses because so it doesn't look one sided. Because otherwise, like if we've been honest, NXT the brand doesn't need it, but the wrestlers from
The
NXT
wrestlers do. Yeah.
so it's a win situation for them. And it's like I like it better than when they had it with AEW because it felt like, oh, we doing y'all a favor. This
Yes.
one feels more, let's work together, let's have a
A little more
partnership.
collaborative.
Yeah, so I'm loving everything about it. And I hope it lasts for a while. I want to see I want to see Mr. TNA himself go though. I want to see AJ Styles do something.
That would be
Yo,
fun.
that's a name that I'm surprised we didn't bring AJ up. Because
Mhm.
AJ just came, he just did something over in Noah. It seems like, he's been talking about possibly retiring in the near future. So
Yeah.
he's just checking stuff off. One last AJ Styles
Bound for
appearance in
glory.
TNA.
Bound for glory. I'll put that as one of my
And-
predictions for Bound
and-
for glory, AJ Styles.
And I had TNA on earlier, Impact.
Okay.
And they said that the numbers that they did on the TNA Plus platform for that pay-per-view for Slammiversary, biggest that they've done since they launched the platform. So clearly this is successful for whatever it is, for what they're doing. So
I mean,
but AJ Styles, one more little AJ Styles run in TNA would be crazy.
you could probably attribute that to the main event, which wasn't the actual main event that AJ Francis and PCO were advertising. Although that match was actually pretty slamming. I ain't going.
Are we saying we need a AJ versus AJ dream match? Is that what we're going?
I mean,
AJ Mania?
AJ Francis versus AJ Styles might not be a banger, but for what happened with him and PCO, I can't front. That was a car crash that I didn't mind sitting through. At first, I was like, I'm not going to be excited for this, but that match was the shit show that I actually did not mind watching. Like, it was enough diabolical chair shots, tables, like dumpster fires. That match actually was pretty rocking for the Digital Media Championship, which PCO did end up winning. So PCO's new Digital Media Champion. He's the mid-card guy in TNA. You know what I'm saying? PCO gets a run with a belt. That's cool. Wasn't the main event because the real main event is a slobber knocker. And we do have a new TNA champion as Brian H. Waters and the crew. You know what I'm saying? Recap. Nick Nemeth, the most wanted man, the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. I saw a lot of discourse. As much as I saw praise, I saw discourse about it. The fanboys wanted Joe Hendry to win. I was on the fence. I was like, I could see Joe Hendry winning, but it was too obvious. It was like a home run parlay. It was like, this is too obvious. Like, no way nah. Y'all not going to give us Joe Hendry to win. You know what I'm saying? Right out the gate. And it worked. It was great to have Nick Nemeth win because he needed to stop coming up short every time he had a title opportunity.
Exactly.
So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nick Nemeth as champion. I think this is a great run. I think
Brother Hugh must be in a hack to dude. Exactly. This right here. We've been getting literally every week. Have y'all acknowledged Nick Nemeth as your champ? He's the biggest Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler fan.
Bro, I'm feeling it. Like, I feel like finally he's doing something outside of doing the tag team shit. You know what I'm saying? He ain't doing the random shit with his brother. He's not taking losses. He's actually like sticking around and having a credible run. And I think him being champion is going to be very much so worthwhile for a while. He's got feuds with Ali lined up, Josh Alexander, Santana. Like, the options are endless. The Moose rematch. Like, he's got so many ways he could even throw Joe Hendry in there. Like,
Santana Nemeth sounds really good. Santana
TNA
Nemeth
Plus.
Sounds really good. Yeah.
It's a TNA Plus throwaway, I feel like. That won't be a big match, but I think it'll just be like, this is the main event for like Sacrifice or like Victory Road. You know what I'm saying? Like just the random TNA Plus pay-per-view match. Like, But that's not a bad one though. I think Santana could be, you know what I'm saying, on the road for more. We just got to see him executing in better storylines. That's all. Like right now, Santana is just spinning the wheels. Just spinning the fucking wheels in TNA. I'm happy he's back though. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy he's got a chance. But right now, our man is just spinning the wheels. Joe Hendry is got a nice built-in feud with Josh Alexander coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy is I thought Josh was gonna win, and then him and Ethan were gonna have a face-off in NXT. Like I was ready for that.
I think we get it, but here's the thing: we get in. I think it may be a little too soon, right? Because sweeps month will be here before we know it, and that'll be around September, and that's when I think they really going to give us everything we've been looking for. I think they're gonna wait for sweeps month.
I like that.
Good
I
call.
like that.
That's a good call.
Y'all media guys, so
Good
y'all
call.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
Good call. When you got to hit when the eyes are on you. So
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're definitely right about that. So I didn't put that in consideration. Like,
I literally, because as you talking, I'm like, yeah, but maybe they saving, and I was like, oh shoot, September will be around here before we know it.
Yeah,
you know,
get the Josh Hendry buzz out the way now. before we start pushing the rest of the main TNA guys over here. You know what I'm saying? Let's not let Joe Hendry get caught up in the hype. You know what I'm saying? Amongst that time when we're trying to maybe bring Moose over. Maybe we could bring Mike Santana over. Maybe we bring Josh Alexander over. Let's get
you think Moose coming over?
At least one match. At least him and Ethan Page one time, or him and Trick Williams one time. Like a stare down.
Thirsty online.
I don't know what else Moose can do right now.
But
what else he gonna do?
I feel like it's kind of one of those stages like, let us call you. You keep asking, let me come. That's how you end up in a jobber match. You know, he'll be put down by Obafemi real quick.
Oh man, Obafemi Moose ain't bad though. That's not a bad.
That's a bad. He'll be put down by like Odyssey Jones. Odyssey Jones be making his
crazy.
Odyssey Jones is crazy.
Odyssey Jones come back. It's like, yeah, Moose. All right, you want to be over here so bad? Get him over. Now we're gonna have him beat you in 30 seconds. Like, wait, what?
I can see
we
that
brought you.
Crowd.
Then we just like, yo, that's the head nigga damn match.
Moose, like when Moose come through the NXT Forbidden Door, like I think that's gonna be fire. Like there's a lot of
you know they call it the prohibited portal.
Oh, the prohibited portal.
Prohibited portal.
Y'all been rocking with that NCAA?
Yes.
Okay. Because I literally just finished like my first season, and it was like, do you want to enter the transfer portal? I won the title with the University of Maryland, so I'm like, as a freshman, so I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go back and try to win it again before I go hit up an SEC school.
That's actually really fucking good. That game looks like it's got everyone in a chokehold right now.
It do.
That shit got everybody in
a I'm waiting for AJ Styles to play it because he said to his kids, he's like, nah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it till they make it. And you know, so I'm waiting for them to do some stuff, but you know, like, and we'll probably get into it. Like we see a lot of video games and backstage of WWE. Liv Morgan, you know, treating my man Dom right.
Shit. Speaking of living Dom, let's go take it to Monday Night Raw, fellas. I don't know if y'all call it Raw. What are our highs and lows of Monday Night Raw? Brian, I'll let you start first. You know what I'm saying? What you fucking with high and low? You ain't got to say the whole rundown. Just give me one high, one low.
Oh, Liv and Dom is my high. I don't think I have a low. To be honest with you, I really don't think I have a low on Monday Night Raw right now. Oh yeah, dude, Karrion Kross.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah,
that'll work.
How can I forget? That's why, you know.
When in doubt, just blame it on the Final Testament. Just, you know what I'm saying? Shit. Tag team is terrible. They actually picked up a win, which was remarkable, yo. I couldn't believe that they actually got a W.
That's never been the problem, though. He beat 7 world champions, and we still don't care.
God damn.
You know, it's amazing to me how AOP. I think we mentioned this like a couple episodes ago. Like AOP, I don't know why they haven't connected.
Right
on paper, on the 8x10s, all that looks like they should be top of the tag. Yeah, menaces, monsters, and it just has not connected, bro. Karrion Kross, worst thing they ever did for him is take away his music and his entrance, because that was the hottest thing that he had going for him. Once they changed that and they just had him come out like anybody else, like, bro, what else you got?
His entrance was too long for TV.
Nah, it worked for the Undertaker. Man.
It was,
the coolest part of his presentation.
It was, but think about Undertaker was the Undertaker. Like,
yes and
don't
no.
give me Undertaker carrying cross. I get you.
No, yes and no, because like there was also like 90s Undertaker that people were not fucking with. Bell to bell, outside of a couple matches here and there, it was more the character and the aura. So it could have charactered and aura carrying cross
you think
outside
so?
of bad matches. Sure. Like I'm not looking for him to put on any bangers at all.
Yeah, right.
At all. But once they took away his aura, it's like, bro, why are you even here anymore, dog? Like, what are we doing with you?
Why you not on Rampage?
Not even Rampage, dog. You should just be on, Around the Corner Pro Wrestling, dog.
Around the Corner Pro Wrestling.
Yo,
that's about to be a T-shirt, dog.
That sounds like a video game for PlayStation 1.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Pro Wrestling.
They was just figuring some shit. Let's try this. Let's see if they mess with this.
Speaking of entrances and matches to not look forward to, I think probably my favorite moment from the Wyatt Six occurred this week when they had the briefest cameo appearance possible, finally. And it was just Uncle Howdy giving a Sister Abigail to Gable.
Woo!
And that was it. That's what I needed. Like, cool. No spooky shit. No, like, you know what I'm saying? No extra shit. Like, even the Nikki Cross video package, like, whatever. That didn't really explain anything for me. Like, I'm not a Wyatt Six guy, yo. I'm going to tell you right out the gate. I'm not here for the sympathy. Like, I'm not rocking, man. I'm not rolling, man. I'm just not here. It just feels like I'm watching Scooby-Doo. Like when I watched them get on the screen.
Okay.
It feels like a Scooby-Doo episode.
Was y'all Bray guys?
Yes.
The last iteration, I should say.
I think I just rolled with Bray.
Bits and pieces. Like I think Bray, bits and pieces. My favorite version of Bray was probably like when the Wyatt family version of Bray. Because then when we start getting in the supernatural and thunderbolts and all that kind of shit, not so much. Like we set him on fire, he comes back to life. Like I get it.
Yeah,
but that's not, at least for me, is not what I'm looking for out of my pro wrestling. I still want pro wrestling out of pro wrestling.
That's why I like coming here, because it's like y'all fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's not for me. Don't mean don't do it. You know what I mean? You ain't saying like, oh, this is stupid.
There's a ton of people that are super duper into it. So cool. That's just not my bag.
Yeah, like you said in the intro, Vince don't know you. Triple H don't know you. Yo, bro.
Niggas giving diatribes and shit. Like, yo, dog.
The first time I heard that, I'm like ironing my shirt church. And I was like, whoa, I had to put the iron down because I popped so hard.
Like, straight up, yo, like
it's crazy on these internets, man.
It is.
It's the breakdowns about like the kickback that like we get about not rocking with every, like, why I don't fuck with the Wyatt Six.
Right.
Like, look, I just like my pro wrestling again. Like in the Triple H era, I just like this I just like wrestling. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just not rocking with the supernatural fog machine shit, like the mask. Like, I'm just like, yo, dog. Just, like I said, it feels like I'm watching an episode of Scooby-Doo when I see it.
That's funny though.
Like, but like to you know what I think about, right? I think about like if I was an adult watching like the rise of the Undertaker, would I have fucked with the Undertaker? Probably not. If I'm thinking with the brain that I'm thinking with now, if as a kid it's like, oh, this is super cool. There's probably kids that are looking at this like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But if I'm, me now, but back then watching 90s Undertaker, I probably wouldn't have rolled with it.
I think even but for that era, because there wasn't no internet and no behind the scenes shit, you wouldn't really know how to like accept what you're seeing with this guy come out like that though.
I'm not rolling with that because like I do my best to not form my opinion based off of what people talk about on Twitter or other pods. You know what I mean? So even though there might be other conversation about like this, I probably wouldn't be able to come up with a solid example, but there's just in general so many arguments that when I hear another pod, I can tell that that's not even, you didn't come up with that. That's not an original thought. That's not an original thought. You just heard a pod and like, yeah, well, like, come on. Like you use like go away heat, for example. When people say shit like that, you're talking about go away heat because this person is getting booed and they don't need to be on TV and blah, blah, blah. Do you really think that? Or did you hear somebody say that and they've been around long enough and you think they know what they're talking about, so you also want to sound smart?
Right.
That's a fair assessment. Very fair assessment. Trust me. Like watching people give the kickback of like why we not rocking with Wyatt 6 to me is just like, yo, dog. It just ain't my cup of tea, man.
And that's and like I said, that's fair. You know, I don't understand why people
Yeah.
get upset. You know,
Yeah,
Which is
what
why
you
people were surprised that like I said, yo, I actually like the segment from this week because it was to the point. Like
yeah,
in the ring, Sister Abigail gone. No extra shit, no spooky shit, no everyone in confusion. Yo, where'd he go? Like, nah, he showed up, did his move, and was gone. Like, that was it. Like, I like that quick strike.
I will say, like, if they kind of go in that direction where they tone down like the smoke and mirrors part, and it is a crew, like you can make sense out of why they would wear what like all the garb and masks and shit to the ring for a match because they're trying to intimidate you. But then when the bell rings, if they're wrestling in characters still where you hit them and they do that slow look, then I'm not with it. But, you know, if they wear that to the ring, there's people like in MMA fights and whatever where they wear, you know, things from their background to the ring. And it's like I'm psyching myself up for the fight. I'm bringing my tribe with me to the fight. But when the bell rings, all that shit goes away. It's fists and feet, bro.
Yeah, hey, you think I'm ready to hear Michael Cole go, Huskus the big boy kicks out at 2? I'm not ready for that. Like, I'm just like, that's how over this group is that I'm just like, yo, I'm not ready to hear motherfucking Corey Graves talk about son. Like, I don't even remember other dudes' names. So I would just say it's Huskus the big boy kicks out at 2. Like, that's all I think about is like, I'm not ready to hear that.
Nah, Pat McAfee, and he comes back from the dead. You know what I mean?
Like, you gonna hear some outlandish shit on commentary when they finally have a match.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So that was probably that was a high for me. Anything Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, you know what I'm saying? A1. That feud is on fire right now.
It's my favorite feud in the E right now.
They killing it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's fitting that Punk had to re-up on contracts and WWE came to him to re-up on a contract. Because I'm like, oh, you think he's going to the other company? Fuck no. He's having a blast here. And he hasn't even gotten started yet.
Right.
He really hasn't.
You see it in his face. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You could just see it. Like I always say he's a happy Punk. You know, and I didn't think I could be entertained by a CM Punk that wasn't angry, but I am. Like, you know, because
old
like,
man Punk. We got so used to bitter old man.
Yeah.
Punk, you know what? From the other side, that it's just like, this is what like happy-go-lucky guy looks like.
But this isn't happy-go-lucky to me. This is hate. This is fueled by hate. Like it's entertaining. Like it's not like news, like headline news, like backstage news Punk.
Yeah, right,
you know
right.
I mean? That's what it is. Like it's still like this is the Punk that you want. I want him angry. I want him throwing shots, but in storyline. I don't care about what happened backstage.
Yes.
I'm not there.
Tell he's having fun. That's what I mean. Like, it just looks like it's natural.
Yeah. So when that match happens, bro, like they've done a masterful job. And I said this a couple weeks ago. I think one of the last episodes of the Signature Move. This is very cool for Damian Priest now also because this is a proving ground for him because all of his wins over Drew McIntyre, he's only had like 4 defenses really on PLEs. And 3 of them, like one of them was when he actually won the title and then 2 defenses against Drew Mac, you know, Seth and cash-ins and all of that. And CM Punk is the only reason why he's the champ. So now this is the proof. This is the proof. Should I get off the pot? Are you a champ or not? And this match going into this situation with Gunther, a lot of people expect Gunther to walk out with that title. But
I mean,
imagine he pick up a clean win
I
over Gunther.
The way he's been
does
proving himself these last couple weeks against MAGA
They've turned
Gunther,
the corner. They've turned the corner with him for sure.
Because Gunther has been doubling down on his red cap shit.
Yo,
fucking street thugs.
Yeah.
Clean up the streets.
MAGA Gunther.
I'm taking back the ring. Like, all right, man. I'm kind of rocking with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but like, yo, anybody that knows Walter, like pre or whatever y'all watching now, it was the ring is sacred. Where all that shit comes from. It's the same vibe. He's just on the mic a little bit more now.
Yes. Niggas didn't think he could speak English, and now he's just smoking shit. So like, he's coming through. Damien's standing his ground, and I think Damien actually could win at SummerSlam now. He's changed my mind these last 2 weeks to where it's like the inevitable win for Gunther could just happen in Berlin. I'm not saying Gunther doesn't win, but everyone kind of just thought he would win at SummerSlam. But now I'm like, maybe they could actually just hold out to Berlin.
Who do you have, Brian, on Gunther versus Damien?
I got to go with Gunther. I think that if it wasn't for this being the whole thing with the King of the Ring, I might could go with Damian, but because I feel like you gotta establish that the winner of the
Serious.
crown.
I feel that. I feel that the seriousness, severity of that tournament. I get you.
Yeah, and I feel like both of them. I actually have both of them winning, him and Naya. But I feel like if you're going with one of them, you're going with Gunther. So yeah, I'm going with him, and I think he does the tour over in Berlin with the title and everything.
I think he brings the belt to Berlin as opposed
Yeah.
to winning it in Berlin. Why don't you want him to win it in Berlin as opposed to him just, you know what I mean?
Because I think, yeah, if like I said, if it wasn't for the tournament, I would do it that way. But I think taking the title over there when he sits there, he goes on those media appearances, having that championship right there, say, it's going to mean something.
Fair, I like that.
I could see them running Gunther as the champ versus Ilya over there in Berlin.
Oh, already.
Why not?
So
that's the hottest crowd that you can do that match in front of,
It's true.
And
Ilya wins the number one contenders match out of nowhere on Raw. That's not unsurprising.
Because the other thing is, like, at no point in the near future do I see Ilya as a legitimate challenger for that title. So just do it in front of the hot crowd. He'll take the L, he'll look amazing in defeat, and then build himself back up.
Yeah.
I can see that. Now that I've seen Ilya shining more and more and getting his props, people are heralding him. They're enjoying his matches. He's finding his character more. I can see him winning the random number one contenders battle royal eliminator on Raw after SummerSlam and booking his way to Berlin because the pay-per-views are only but so many weeks apart. So you figure if it's not a run back match, which is crazy, they don't run Damian and Gunther back, which leaves me the question of, do you just fast forward a Judgment Day breakup? Like if Damian isn't in the world title picture for Berlin, then what becomes of Damian Priest now? My man was just a world champion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough. That's why I think he went to SummerSlam. All good points though. Everyone's got very good points with this.
I love when it's not like a clear, I know they're doing this. This can
Bingo.
go.
There's
room, and either route makes sense.
I like it. We'll shoot it Tuesday real quick. NXT. I don't know if y'all caught NXT this past Tuesday. The Rascals and Axiom and Nathan Frazier and Javon Evans, I should say, had a banger of a 6-man tag. I advise everyone to check that shit out. Really, really great match. A lot of the moves that they all kind of did against each other just worked so well. You know what I'm saying? They worked well with each other. I think it was also pretty stupid as hell for the Rascals to talk themselves out of a tag title match. I don't know how that happened. But like, I definitely rewatched it and was like, so they absolutely denied a tag team title match because they never lost the belts and said, no, we'll do a 6-man instead. So I was like, all right, whatever.
Right.
It's like, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you want.
Yeah, it was like, if that's what y'all want to do, then I guess. But like, you know what I mean? So the match was banging. I think MSK get a tag team title shot and a tag team title win eventually. I think that's next up. Like I said, that NXT tag division is floundering. They need a shot in the arm for sure. And Nathan Frazier and Axiom have had the belts for a little while now, so I think it's time.
A little too long.
Yeah. It's time to just get it over with. Women's title between Thea Hale and Roxanne Perez. That feud is heating up really well. 2 20-year-old women going at it. They're young, scrappy. Thea Hale, I think, could have her moment. I think she could be the one to dethrone Roxanne Perez, crazy enough, in a surprise.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think she could do it. She had a title match last year, so I think this year it's a year anniversary, and she might have to show out. She might pull a victory out. I think it could happen. It could happen. You know what I'm saying? If there's any surprise, because when you look at the division right now, there are no title changes for this Great American Bash 2-night shit. That's the only reason why I say it's going to happen, because there's nothing on the agenda. Ethan Page versus Ora Mensah. Come on, man. Ain't no title change happening with that one.
You're right.
Ethan Page is retaining that. The Rascals aren't confirmed to get a tag team title match. Obafemi is bulldozed through everyone in the mid card. Roxanne Perez, this could be her calling card. Thea Hale's been getting over crazy. And also shout to Jakara Jackson. I said Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend as well too. They just got a nice women's tag team title match against Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, who have fucking made no appearances since winning the belt. Just crazy. Yeah. I caught fucking fire for saying like, yo, they should absolutely not beat the Cocoa Butter Combat Club because they're going to do nothing with those belts, and they did nothing previously before they won the belts.
Right.
And lo and behold, they've done nothing since winning the belts. So they'll be on NXT to defend the belts against Jakara and Lash. Jakara and Lash been killing it. You know what I'm saying? The Metaphor been on fire. Sol Ruka's been doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? Carmen Petrovich. Ashanti the Adonis and Cedric Alexander. Mad fucking random. I don't know what the fuck is going on here.
Like, well, they teased that on SmackDown months ago.
And Trick was like, yo, y'all don't even go here. Like, y'all got to get out of here. Like,
I like them, though. I think they need that to go kind of reset. And I think also, seeing three brothers in the ring.
Salute to black wrestlers, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's also like, come on, man. Trick, this is where, like, when you said Street Profits should be, like, down there, like, hanging out with Trick and, like, doing something, like, making a faction, maybe. Like, this is, you know what I mean?
I think that's the story, though. I think it's everybody kind of trying to help Trick get his life together because he's just, like, he wants to go at the title, not realizing Pete Dunne right there ready to take him out. But he's just like, get my title, man. It's like,
that was another thing. What is Pete Dunne doing here? Why is Pete Dunne here? He's got Sheamus on Raw. What are you like? This is the type of shit where I'm like, all right, now y'all are just throwing in way too many feuds here. Like, way too many. Like,
hey man, I ain't gonna never complain about seeing Pete Dunne. He's one of my favorites.
I fuck with Pete Dunne, but it's just like you already been here, done that. You got Sheamus down your throat, pause on Raw. It's like, why are you targeting Trick now? Like, just because he's a former champion and like you just want to show like. This the type of shit where I'm just like, this don't need to be happening. Like, I could have went with Trick going back and forth for the world title as opposed to Ethan Page having this like quick little break off with Ora Mensa in the Metaphor real quick because it's like it's filler. But I don't know, Trick. I just want to see Trick get into something serious, and hopefully this Pete Dunne thing, I guess, is serious. But I can't take it serious because I know Sheamus is right here on Raw with Pete Dunne, and they won't acknowledge any of this with Trick.
Yeah,
like. I'm not taking a shot to the Adonis and Cedric Alexander serious with Trick Williams. I'm just not doing it. Not happening. So I just want Trick to have something to sink his teeth into outside of this world title picture until he gets back to the world title picture. Like I feel like he's gonna be Mike Santana of NXT and just be spinning wheels for the next couple months until he gets back to his title match. Yeah. Which is crazy because he's the most over guy there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What else do we got? I think I pretty much covered most of NXT. We go to Wednesday. Dynamite, Blood and Guts, fellas. How we feeling, man? How we feeling about this Blood and Guts? How we feeling about that whole show overall?
It was interesting, I'll say the least. I didn't hate it though. The chair shot.
Sick. Loved it. Loved it. Take it back to the 90s, why don't we? Give us that energy.
I saw so much conversation on about that chair shot, and I let the professionals do whatever the fuck the professionals want to do.
The chair was shaved down. Like, I don't give a shit.
I don't care. I really don't. Like, I do want everybody to be safe. I hope nobody was hurt, but that's also not my business. You know what I mean?
It's also, you see the quality of the match, and y'all worried about the chair shot? Motherfuckers got stapled in the mouth, scissored in their mouth. Niggas done got fucking about to get set on fire. Like, wild shit happened. And y'all was like, nah, that chair shot was too much. Like,
well, I think it's because we done got so used to not seeing it. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel it.
You know what? Remember, Brian, when that match on Raw with Punk versus Cena? And he hit the pile drive out of nowhere and everybody gasped because they hadn't seen a pile driver in years.
Yeah,
it's like that vibe. Like, oh, this is like the forbidden fruit. We're not supposed to see that move. But the other part is like, I fully believe and trust that they have taken whatever measures to make sure that nobody's about to just die in the ring. You know what I mean? So
you're right. I think one of the reasons for the Discord is, because I like you said, I do feel like y'all feel like, okay, let the professionals do what they do. My first thought was like, oh, okay, this is what we doing here. But, I think the Discord is because we know what Jack Perry said and the whole real glass versus fake glass. It just added on to like the narrative of them being reckless. Yeah.
That's a fair point. It's a fair point, but
this was probably one of my favorite Blood and Guts matches. I was one of the people before this match that was saying, like, I can't wait for this fucking thing to end. Like, pack this whole match up. Let's close this feud, and let's get this shit out of here. Okay. But I sat through the match and was like, you know what? Compared to previous years, like, this was actually really enjoyable. Like, it had so many moments that I took away from it that I liked, that I didn't have a lot of dislikes, which is crazy because I have so much critique for AEW when I watch it. It's like watching Mad TV sometimes when I'm watching it.
Oh man, you took it back with that one.
But I liked the Swerve showdown. This is probably Swerve's best showing, if I'm keeping it a buck.
I've seen a lot of people say that, like, this is Swerve. Like, they did a good job. They did a good job of, like, isolating within this match with 10 people, isolating different moments and feuds and highlighting them. Like, there's still issue clearly with Hangman and the Elite. There's still issue with, like, Swerve and Hangman is, to me, the equivalent of what's going on with Drew and Punk, of just belt or no belt, we don't bang with each other. So, you know what I mean? Period.
Yo, you were on the money last week too when you said, "Yo, we think it's going to be Hangman Okada," and they planted the seeds with that. That's
the other
week.
thing.
I was like, aha!
Yeah, because like, Hangman is like, "Yo, who are you? Who are you to tell?" Like, I'll take that from Nick. I'll take that from Matt. Not only do they pay me, but they're like my OGs. Where are you coming from?
And then the buckshot lariat to Okada, like, exactly. I was like, I'm seeing what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is Wembley. Yeah, this could be Wembley.
Yeah, and not for nothing, that Wembley card is looking all right, bro. They just officially did the Mercedes and Britt Baker today.
Confirmed. Even with the inevitable Bucks acclaimed FTR fucking mashup as usual, like the.
Hey, that's like one of those things where, you know, on the night it's gonna bang. Like I have full faith in the Bucks on a big pay-per-view on a Wembley stage. It's not gonna be whack. You kidding me?
Hangman, get in here. That popped me. I laughed out loud at that one. I thought that was very funny.
Yeah.
Get in here or you're fired. I was like, these guys.
They did a good job, and then tried to lock Swerve out while he was still chained there.
Yes, that was funny. I think Team TNA popping up is still fucking me up. I'm just like Jeff Jarrett being the OG babyface right now is just like.
The Jeff Jarrett pep talk for Bryan Danielson is crazy.
Yep.
What is going on here? Is this a match for Wembley or what? What is happening, dogs? Why is Bryan Danielson just doing yoga and going, nah, I don't care. I got a title match.
Because we have a month to go, right? So we're going from easygoing Bryan Danielson. By the time we get to Wembley, he'll be full peak Daniel Bryan. Trust me. Trust me. He's going in there. He's going in there. Bryan Danielson, when he got out of the Wyatt suit, the Wyatt jumpsuit,
I remember.
He's getting back to that. Like this is his Rocky moment. He's about to run the steps. We're about to get training montages of him. He's about to be in the mountains blindfolded, all kind of wild shit. Trust me.
I hope they turn that feud up, man, and give people a reason to want to check their match out at Wembley. For real.
Yeah.
The ending. I don't think they ever get the ending of this match right, and I think that's why I've never sold on this match entirely.
That's the problem with War Games, Blood and Guts. Any of those matches, it's like when you get to that surrender or submit, for whatever reason, it's not.
But that's why I think War Games gets it right because they give a pinfall. War Games, it's a pinfall.
But that's not original War Games though. Original War Games is surrender or submit.
But it's the WWE style, which I think works because a pinfall is just like, thank you. All this carnage and it just
building up to a big peak works for like a pinfall. When you have 10 people in the match, like you need that pinfall because there's so much going on that you're not really concentrating, especially if you're in the audience, I would imagine, on just these two people over here, you know. Yeah. But I think this one worked out because like the threat of about to burn a guy handcuffed to a cage is easy for anybody to understand.
Yo, give me a title match. What about the rest of the fucking team that are all competing for matches? Like, doesn't the Acclaim want a title match? Doesn't Mark Briscoe want a title match? Mark Briscoe is the most underutilized babyface in this whole fucking company sometimes. I swear. Like, I wish Mark Briscoe had more shine. And he's a champion. They made no reference to this Ring of Honor pay-per-view that we're going to talk about after this. But he's a champion. And he, to me, is like, he was one of the quiet MVPs. Like, outside of Swerve, I was like, yo, Mark Briscoe really is fucking over, man. Like, this guy's good. Like he's killing shit. So like the ending to me was just like, all right, Darby, you got it. You got a TV title match. It's all yours. And I was like, what about everybody else?
But what about him? Like, if I'm looking at it, like the Bucks are protecting their interests. Jack Perry is their interest. That's their young boy. So I don't want him to be burned on the cage.
I think
that's a good point.
Everybody should have been. I think the stipulation should have been the faces get title matches if they win. Everybody gets a respective title match if they win. I think that alone would have been pretty much. It's not going to be control of AEW, but all right, now we know for a fact Acclaim are getting a match. No eliminator, no battle royal. No, we're getting Acclaimed in the Bucks no matter what. Somebody's getting the Okada belt, the Continental Breakfast belt. Somebody's getting that shit. He's getting it. I keep saying he. Mark Briscoe's getting it. And Darby and whatever, man. Like, the fucking king of the TBS title TNT division. We can't stop it, yo. Like, sometimes I'm just like, I look around, I'm like, yo, there's 100 other niggas on this roster. Why do we always got to go back to Darby Allin as the TNT champion? Am I the only person that is just sick of Darby Allin in the TNT title division? I can't be.
Me too. Like, what is up with that title that he still won it?
You feel me? Like, yo, dog, you still want to be TNT champion? Like, still? Like, granted, he nitpicked at Swerve, like, during the pre-show, like, yo, like, you know what I mean? We still got our battles and shit. But I'm like, yo, dog, you still want to be the 10th time TNT champion?
About to be the Ric Flair of Warner
the
Brothers
TNT
Discovery.
Division, man.
Ric Flair of Warner Brothers Discovery.
When I just saw them announce it, like with the ending and all, I was just like, again? It's like, hey, fucking again, man. We got more Darby Allin TNT title matches. Like,
hey, all I know is All In looks fire. I'm looking forward to it.
The card look good. The card do look good. I ain't gonna hold you. The card
All In looks
solid.
fire. Real quick before we wrap up. Yeah, I got the Ring of Honor card. Death Before Dishonor. I'm gonna run through it. Let's pick a match you're looking forward to the most. Looks like 10 matches, including the pre-show, on this Ring of Honor card. Honor Club live tomorrow night. Mansoor and Mason Madden are supposed to be debuting on the pre-show, so they'll be there. We have Survival of the Fittest match for the TV championship. Atlantis Jr. is the current champ. Leo Rush, Shane Taylor, Brian Cage, Lee Johnson, and Johnny TV.
Johnny TV is still holding it down.
Yeah, he's doing this thing. I saw a little bit of Leo Rush tonight on Honor Club. He was doing this thing. Shane Taylor beat the shit out that boy for a little bit. I didn't see the ending of the match because I had to start setting up for this, but that should be a solid match. I'm looking forward to seeing, like, I like Dustin Rhodes being like the big homie for the Von Erichs, a little Texas lineup right there. The Rhodes family and the Von Erich family teaming up. A day trios match against the Dark Order. Looking forward to Wheeler Yuta, pure wrestling champion, against Lee Moriarty. Moriarty, I think, beat him in a what do you call it, contenders match, eliminated match, pardon me. Diamante versus Layla Hirsch in a Texas death match. Billy Starks versus Red Velvet for the Women's TV Championship. Athena versus Queen Aminata for the World title. Yep.
That's where I'm ready. I'm ready for that.
Matt Taven and Mike Bennett versus Kyle O'Reilly and Ishii for the World Tag Team Championship.
Ishii!
Commander versus Mortos. And finally, Mark Briscoe defends the World Championship against Roderick Strong. Aminata and Athena for me.
Yo, same.
I'm so excited for that one.
Aminata and Athena for me. I love Queen Aminata, man.
I hope she wins, man. I hope it's her night.
Yeah.
I just can't. Where does Athena go if she retains? It's like, what else is left?
I don't know.
A resident Ring of Honor guy? What else is left?
I don't know. Like, they have to. It's time. She's been champ. This is going on 3 years or something like that. She's done a good job of being an anchor down there in Ring of Honor while they've developed a lot of the talent coming up, right? Her being the constant has given Billy Starks the room to develop, has given Queen Aminata the room to develop. Red Velvet is down there now. Like, they've done a really good job of developing, like, whoever the next up is supposed to be. And that's really what Ring of Honor is supposed to be. Like, that's their NXT. Who's next up? Yeah. So we have two standouts right now. Queen Aminata is right there. Billy Starks is the TV champ. And there's other people that are around there. Like, I've said it forever, but I'm a big fan of the Renegade twins, specifically Robin Renegade. Yeah. So there's a nice generation coming up.
It's crazy, though, that they didn't pop up, but Camille did. We didn't talk about Camille making a debut, but that's cool.
Great move, though. Great
crowd
move.
didn't give a fuck, but I fuck with Camille though.
Fuck the crowd. They don't know any better.
I mean, most people didn't really know who Camille is. You know what I'm saying? Outside of me.
They'll know. They'll know when she, but that right there is Sean and Diesel, bro. That's 1994. Run that play. It never goes out of style. But yeah,
you're right.
To answer my own question, Athena Queen Aminata, I'm definitely looking forward to that. And then Lee Moriarty, I'm a Lee Moriarty guy. I got a T-shirt somewhere around here, so I really would love to see Moriarty win that pure title, bring some gold over to Shane Taylor Promotions, give them a little bit of credibility. But those two matches are the ones I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah.
The trios titles are vacant now. Clearly, the patriarchy ain't holding those belts. They don't give a fuck about them. So we probably will get new trios champions in Ring of Honor at some point. Otherwise, the card looks solid. The card definitely looks like it's going to be a worthwhile pay-per-view. I can't say that I see Roderick Strong beating Mark Briscoe. I keep forgetting. I know.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's not happening. No. But Mark gets a win that matters. I think Wheeler Useless finally loses that pure title. This is Lee Moriarty's time. I think it should be. My man's been putting in enough pain. Black wrestlers. Lee deserves a win somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I hope he wins and gets his rightful title. And like I said, Aminata Athena is probably the main event, if you ask me. I think I'm gonna tap in just because I want to see that match. Like I'll be tapped in for that. I'm looking forward to that, man. Much love to Aminata. Salute to her. Much love, girl. You know what I'm saying? That's Ring of Honor for you. We actually gave Ring of Honor some shine this week. I appreciate it.
There's a lot going on. There's some fire. Watch the G1, Brian. You watching the G1 at all, Brian?
Not yet.
There's some heat. There's some heat there. But yeah, it's 97.
97 of them.
It's 97, man. We're 3 away on that road to 100.
Man, shout out to y'all, because man, a lot of people don't get past their first 5 episodes.
Yo, shouts to Boog. Boog is like, man, if you don't have a couple of failed podcasts, you ain't doing it right. You know?
Right. Yep. But yeah, a lot of people, if you go to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and you go you search it, so you'll see some people like, oh yeah, I got a show, this, that, never. All right, cool. You go to support, and then you go to look for the next episode. You go to look for the next episode. I think they said one time they had to do a clearing out of Apple because it was a lot of just shows that was just so idle for so long, and some of them didn't make it past 5 episodes. So 97. Congrats to y'all, all the great work.
Appreciate you, bro.
The production value is just amazing. The vibes is amazing. So
Brandon, man.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Of course, man. You know that door. This door is not the forbidden door. This door is always open for you, bro. Always open for you, man.
Much love, my bro. Appreciate you pulling up, man. Shout out to the Wrestling Ram. Shout out to the Ringer Squad. Shout out to everybody that's tuned into us. Those wrestling girls, you know what I'm saying? All the homies on Twitter, Black Eye Wrestling Podcast. They connected, man. Shout out to the squad. Everybody supports each other out here.
Absolutely. Piece of Backstage Brawl for tapping in earlier.
Thirsty.
Letty, the king. I mean. Yeah, man. That's 97 of them things, man. For Blame Boogie, my guy Brian H. Waters, my guy Chad Law. My name is A.O. Baker. We're about to catch y'all when we catch y'all next week. Same
Guns
time,
up.
same channel. Know what I mean? That being said, peace. Good